All right. It is 8:08 p.m. and it is time. Oh, it is time. It's time for a time because we are playing Fallout New Vegas. Holy fuck. Been grinding it out, trying to get here, and we're here. It's time for Fallout New Vegas, and I'm so excited, so excited. You know, it's taken like what, 2.5 months to beat this Fallout 3, and you know, now we're onto the real gem of the Fallout franchise. Everyone knows Fallout 3 is the you know, the great one that started everything for the 3D era. But New Vegas is the masterpiece, you know. Greatness versus masterpiece, you know, is night and day. Because Fallout 3, you know, credit where credit's due. Fallout 3, the story, it's enjoyable. The desolation, the loneliness of the setting. Fallout 3 doesn't miss in those respects. But the gameplay is cheeks. Everyone knows New Vegas' gameplay is way better, and by and large, people consider the story of New Vegas to be better. I'm not saying the writing per character is necessarily better, but the different routes that you can take is just, it's amazing. The fact that there's so many different ways that you can play the main campaign had me thinking all day, like, how am I gonna go about this? Like, what is my character gonna be? Because certain things lock you out of certain things. Like, I want to do a pretty comprehensive playthrough of New Vegas, but at the same time, it also means, no matter what, I'm locking myself out of certain things. You know, if you side with Caesar's Legion, Mr. House, Yes Man, or the NCR, no matter what, you lock yourself out of a couple things. You know, even the choice of gender is a huge play. You know, in Fallout 3, if you play as a female and you choose the Black Widow perk, the dialogue options that become presented to you throughout the campaign actually make the game too easy. There's a lot of dudes who will just give you the items that you typically would need charisma checks to get past or speech checks. You got Black Widow, the guys will just give you the shit. Meanwhile, if you have the male version of the Black Widow perk, there's not nearly as many female characters that you can persuade with the same perk. But in New Vegas, if you play as a female, Caesar's Legion treats you completely different. No matter how good, how much you do for them, they will consider you a second-class citizen. You can't participate in whatever arena type thing that they have. So, I've got no, you know, no plans really. Yeah, you can be bisexual. You know, I think technically you can be omnisexual. Because omnisexual, that transcends all bounds. Because, you can fuck some ladies, you can fuck some dudes, and you can fuck some ghouls, but let's not forget, the Fisto in New Vegas is a very different Fisto from Fallout 3. Same application in what it does, fisting, but a completely different Fisto. It's a robot. And, you know, as we both know, Fisto is in Season 2 of the Fallout TV show, as well as the co-host of the talk show that they did based around the Season 2. So, you know, you can be whatever. It's just, Fallout 3, I never got to see the sexy nightwear because I was playing as a dude. That's just pajamas for a dude. Throw them on a lady. Well, alright. So it's like, I could play as a female Courier 6. I could. But then I'm treated like shit by Caesar's Legion. But that only really matters to me if I'm going to join Caesar's Legion. So I don't know. I really haven't figured that bit out. One thing I do know, for absolute certainty, is that much like the last playthrough, there's going to be big focus on unarmed and melee weapons, especially in New Vegas, because New Vegas, like, yes, it has a lot more guns than Fallout 3 did, but the melee and unarmed weapons in this game are so good. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably not going to side with the Legion. I mean, I feel like siding with the Legion is like the kind of thing that you do in a vanilla-only playthrough. So I feel like if you're doing the DLCs, like, siding with the Legion just doesn't feel like a big enough of a thing. Like, you know, preemptively, I'm, you know, already leaning that I'm either going to go the Mr. House or the Yes Man ending. Mostly because the NCR ending and the Legion ending, they don't feel complete. Like, after you do those ones, like, the world doesn't feel changed in the way that it should. Whereas at least Mr. House and Yes Man, you know, it does. And the NCR and Legion endings might have more relevance for replayability, because there is a mod team that is working on restoring the cut post-game content of New Vegas, which apparently, yeah, locations change a lot more based off of whether the NCR or the Legion win. So that's kind of got me being like, oh, well, that could be a thing that, you know, brings me back to playing this game after I beat it in the first place. You know, it just, my headcanon feels like doing Mr. House or Yes Man and then abandoning Vegas to go off and do those DLCs. It just feels a little more canonically proper in my mind. So that's my whole reasoning for that. Literally, that's all it is. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a melee build, melee unarmed, because New Vegas has so many unarmed weapons compared to Fallout 3. Like the fact that there are multiple Power Fist variants that you can collect throughout all the DLCs. Really excited about that. There's a lot more melee weapons. Like there's the great swords, which, you know, they're not your typical great sword, but, you know, the Legate Lanius type great sword where it's kind of more of a halberd. I like those. They're cool. And that's really the only thing that I've got, like, you know, pre-existing idea of, like, yeah, I want unarmed and melee, so strength and endurance. We're probably gonna tank our luck, just like in Fallout 3, because did it really seem like having one luck was a big negative for me? Not really. The only possibility of me keeping luck to a certain point is I might want to have the Mysterious Stranger. I've never had him in New Vegas, and I typically have always had the Mysterious Stranger when I play Fallout 3. So this previous Fallout 3 playthrough was the first time I never had the Mysterious Stranger, and the fact that Mysterious Stranger's son is in New Vegas feels like there might be a little more reason to have him. But again, I'm not committed. I don't know. I don't know if I need to be super smart this time around. I think lore-wise, it almost makes sense for me not to have stacked intelligence. You know, you're taking a bullet to the dome. It's unlikely that you're going to be thinking clearly or well at all. But yeah, I'm probably going to have like a lower luck, lower int, lower charisma. You know, focus on the violence, because I mean, that's the real bread and butter of the game, right? But I've been dilly-dallying for 18 fucking minutes. Let's just get into it. Apparently there's a continue option, even though I've never played this game before. Like, if we go to load, there's no saves. The only time I've ever booted this game in the past was helping a buddy try to figure out how to get his controller working, because he was playing it through Epic Games, and I have it in Epic Games, but I couldn't figure it out. But I can't imagine that would be having any sort of lingering continue function. Is it 2 bullets to the dome? Well, I guess I'm about to remember and forget all of this. So I guess we'll just hit continue and see what that does. No valid save game found. Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You know. So I guess we're gonna do a new game. Let me hit the pen before we get into this. Okay, I guess I'm going to delay a little bit longer, purely the fact that I want to say the title menu of this game, like, way better than Fallout 3. Like, I like Fallout 3's slides and how, like, dark it feels, but this, I don't know, this has a more lived-in atmosphere to it, so I enjoy this one more. We're here. We're in it. Fallout New Vegas. There's the Gamora. Lucky 38. Pops. Vault 21. And here's the shot that sold everyone when this game was coming out. The second we saw that armor, we were like, the Brotherhood of who? No one wanted to be Brotherhood of Steel the second they saw the NCR armor. We were not wearing the fit.
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
He hit me with that Chandler bang! Woo! I will say this. No hate on Ron Perlman's performance, but that was way too much exposition. Yeah, we got the caravan pack. But, like, no, seriously, that was, like, a lot of exposition. You know, like, the Fallout 3 monologue is way better, because it's, like, you know, talks about Fallout 101 and ends with no one ever enters, no one ever leaves. Like, okay. Whereas, you know, being like, you were a courier, I'm like, that doesn't feel as... I don't know, I will say Ron Perlman's monologue in the first 3 Fallouts and Tactics were all better. I think Fallout 3 had the best Ron Perlman monologue. I really do. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, everyone loves New Vegas. I apparently got mercenary pack items as well. I don't know what this mercenary pack is, but I'll take it. And the classic pack as well, which I also don't know what it is, so I'm just getting jammed a bunch of shit. And the tribal pack! Great! Watch, I'm gonna be over encumbered right from the get-go.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
Definitely not Courier. It's Rod Tugman.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings.
He doesn't like Rod Tugman.
Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
I don't like that face. I might go Hispanic. Because I don't think I'm wrong in saying that the Hispanic character models had like the same like visual aesthetic as the Fallout 3 dudes. Yeah, that would be a funny, that'd be a fucking hilarious thing. No, I if I ever become a rich person, I am going to own a horse, and he will be named Rod Tugman. Hell, if I could afford it for a couple years, I'd get him into horse racing. That'd be great. Rod Tugman. Oh, we can age. No, we're gonna stay youthful. Robco Reflection. All right, what hairdos do we get? I bet it's probably just the same. It's interesting because like the hair, yeah, it's all the same models. But like the opacity of the hair is like way more intense. That's a very interesting thing that they chose to add some facial hair, but no hairdos. I mean, hell, maybe they couldn't come up with anything. Oh, we're going with the beard. We're essentially just continuing our aesthetic from Fallout 3. Like this very much just looks like a tan version of my character from Fallout 3, doesn't it? We're just gonna continue our look from Fallout 3, aren't we? No. Maybe this is a good reason to choose a lady. Problem is that you're always gonna. Yeah, no. We'll just go with this. Also, we got like a bit of an Oscar Isaac type vibe. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I want to change the hair color too. There we go. Yeah, we're continuing the aesthetic of Fallout 3. Fuck it. If I had known about the 2 Wastelands mod, I would have done that, where you can just continue from Fallout 3 into New Vegas, but I didn't. But also that would have made the game too easy. We got to start from scratch level wise, otherwise we're just gonna be overpowered. Yes.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
A vigor tester machine? You mean my right hand?
Ooh, looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
Dude, I remember seeing these at like different like old like fall fairs and stuff, and like theme parks. I was being like, how the fuck does this thing work? I'm just squeezing a metal handle? Like, is it heat based? Is it strength based? I never fully understood this shit. But yeah, I know. Look at that. All right. So, it's just more special. so I get 5 points. I don't need to be a wary trout. I don't even care about being an unsuspecting trout. I'll be a squinting newt. Wait. Hold on. Let's see. This... Fuck, I hate... This can get me overthinking. So Mysterious Stranger, if I'm not mistaken, is that not a 6? I think you need 6 for Mysterious Stranger. I think that's typically how that goes. So go with 6 on that one, because then I'll never touch luck again. Wait. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. I'm a dumbass. Okay, so this is just like that little book in Fallout 3 where you get to look at, like, you can look at all the individuals, but then you can just scroll to the end and do them that way, which, that's way better. So yeah. For Mysterious Stranger, if I want him, I need 6 luck. I don't know if I want that. So let's see. With Strength, I want to put that to 9. Because I want high Strength. I also want high Endurance, though. Because Endurance is tied to Unarmed. That's why my Unarmed wasn't as great as it could have been in Fallout 3. Also, if I recall, you can get boosters or some other thing to help get your stats to 10 instead of bobbleheads. So there's that. Intelligence. We'll sync those a little. Up our agility to 6, our perception to 6. I think we might be forgoing Mysterious Stranger. Maybe. It's at 4. Because this feels a little unga bunga now that I'm looking at this. Now that I'm looking at this, this feels unga bunga, and I'm kind of liking it. 9 strength, so I'm coming out pretty strong, but I can get a booster to get up to 10. 4 perception, so you know, I'm not aware of everything. But you know, you're not always gonna catch me unawares. My endurance is high, so I can just keep on trucking and just punch people in the fucking face. Yeah, I know. 4 charisma, you don't see that every day. 4 intelligence, so you know, I'm not the friendliest dude, I'm not the smartest dude. Hell, 4 agility, I'm pretty slow compared to Fallout 3. We're moving way slower than Fallout 3, but I got luck. A little bit. We're in Vegas. Mysterious Stranger, he's gonna show up. Yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm kind of feeling this. It's a weird build. It makes no sense, but it also feels right, you know? This feels unga bunga. Are you saying I should have less charisma in this game? Are you saying I should go no charisma? If you're telling me no charisma sandwich, I'll go no charisma. You know, we went sack bot on luck last time. I don't mind tanking. Now that you're saying it's useless in this game, I'm thinking about it. 1 charisma? Alright. 1 charisma. I'm going to be a real asshole in this game. Which allows my perception, intelligence, and luck to be normal. So, you know. If the Fallout 3 playthrough was the Curse playthrough, this might be the autistic playthrough, simply in the fact that my character's got no personality, but he's got everything else going for him. Plus, who the fuck needs a personality when you're fucking making bank in Vegas, baby? I had 20K in the Capital Wasteland. I'll make way more money here. I mean, fuck, we take a trip to the Sierra Madre. Ooh. Big dollars. But yeah, this is what we're going with. 9 strength, 5 perception, 9 endurance, 1 charisma, 5 intelligence, 5 agility, and 6 luck. Mind you, I can boost these stats, you know, with different perks and boosters.
Huh. Must be some frontal lobe damage. Well, we know your vitals are good. But that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you a nutter and a bighorn a dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
Bro, the jump button in this game feels so much better. What the fuck? It's so responsive. Look at this. I'm just jumping, dude. Look at me just jumping. That's crazy. I feel more athletic at 5 athleticism in New Vegas than I did at fucking 9. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Feed.
House.
Burglarize.
Night.
Dream.
Bandit.
Crush.
Light.
Dark.
Mother.
Mother. Cookie jar.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
Strongly disagree. I'm gonna punch everybody. Everybody!
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
I ain't given to relying on others for support. Nah.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
I didn't even know there was these ones down here. No opinion.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Disagree.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Oh yeah, we're punching everything.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see. Okay. How about this one?
Bro, that's a gun. That's an alien blaster right there, as far as I'm concerned.
Last one.
That could be a bearded man.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
I mean, the unarmed part makes sense. Let's see. That might be useful. So let's see. Hold on. We got barter, energy weapons. Okay, so guns are just all rolled into one thing, except energy weapons. Which, you know, makes sense. Big guns and small guns. Come on, man. Come on. So melee and unarmed, we're gonna go with those, because that just means, you know, we're always fucking swinging for the fences. I'm thinking guns or medicine. At the same time though, survival, those 3 perks all put me to 38s. Yeah, I think survival's gonna be the one, especially since like I am doing a hardcore playthrough this time. Right at the gate, we're doing hardcore. It's an option, but it's not an option. Like how are you gonna play Fallout New Vegas and not do the hardcore mode? So yeah, we're gonna take melee weapons, survival, unarmed.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing. You got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Okay, so the traits. Sandwich. Please don't make me cheat. More than I might already do, unintentionally. But Sandwich, you got more recent knowledge of New Vegas than I do. Traits are separate from perks, right? These are not like these are like I only get to choose these once. I am aware that you can restructure your traits, I believe, later on at the big MT in the one DLC, but am I correct in knowing that traits you only do now, and then perks you get every other level, or how's that go? So let's see. Built to destroy. No, not that. Damn. That early bird makes daytime stuff really nice. That's only a -1? I don't want fast shot. Oh, so I could boost perception. No. Your melee and unarmed attacks do more damage, but less critical hit damage. Crits are pretty good. Oh, I'm 100% taking Wild Wasteland. That's why I'm reading these, because like essentially I get one trait. Because Wild Wasteland, anytime I've never played New Vegas without Wild Wasteland. There's never been a playthrough without Wild Wasteland. So this is the only thing I know about is Logan's Loophole. Apparently, I think it's in Big MT you can rewrite your genetics or whatever to change your perks, and you can have Logan's Loophole at level 50. It's just you have to hold off on getting Logan's Loophole until that point. So Logan's Loophole might be something I acquire at some point, but I'm definitely not taking it now because I don't want to cap myself at level 30. Because doing drugs ain't worth it enough at this point. That doesn't seem useful. I don't like that. Don't like that. Trigger Discipline might be good. And of course, Wild Wasteland. We are taking Wild Wasteland. This feels like there's a caveat to this. 'Cause it says, hey, early risers, enjoy a +2 to each of your special attributes from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., but suffer a -1 from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. when you're not at your best. Does that mean if I'm not well rested? Or does that just mean inherently from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I get a -1? Because I don't want that. Because I think that... Yeah, no. Don't want that. Outside, but indoors. That one's okay. I want accuracy, if anything. I don't wear glasses that often. I don't want to lose my crits. That doesn't seem worth it. Plus 25 pounds to my carrying capacity, but if I'm below 160, I get a -1? Risking a -1 for 25 carrying capacity don't seem right. I don't want -2s. Don't like that. That's not terrible skilled. I mean, considering how long this playthrough is bound to go, like, I don't mind less experience. But accuracy might be the play. Trigger Discipline? Trigger Discipline and Wild Wasteland? Doesn't feel like a bad vibes. I was thinking either Trigger Discipline or Skilled. Because this one buffs like all of my stats higher right out the gate. But at the same time, this is a 20% slower fire rate and 20% accuracy buff all the time on top of everything. No matter, like, Trigger Discipline does seem like it's good. It does. And plus, like, a lot of the guns that I prefer to use, you'd go Skilled? I mean, it's +5 to every skill. And every skill is useful. Like, that +5 puts a lot of, like, it puts my 3 tag skills up to 43. And starting with 43 is... That's actually really fucking crazy, now that I think about it. 3 skills at 43? So by level 2, level 3, I could have 3 50s? I could have my melee and my unarmed at 50 by level... I could have my melee at 50 or my unarmed at 50 by level 2. Holy fuck! Each punch... We're on Punch Quest. It's Punch Quest 2. Fallout 3 was Punch Quest. We're on Punch Quest number 2, baby. Electric Boogaloo. Skilled, we're doing it. And the only reason I'm not taking heavy-handed is because those crits are nice. Also, okay. I was just wondering with Vault Boy, because on heavy-handed you can see he's got the 21 on him, but I know you get the Vault 13 canteen, but also in the opening cutscene they were showing Vault 11, so I was just wondering which artwork of Vault Boy they'd use, or maybe, who knows, maybe they use multiple Vault Boy numbers throughout this. We'll find out. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure the last time I played Fallout New Vegas was like 2011, maybe 2012, maybe. So, you know, if it was 2011, it's been 15 years since I've played this, so this is a wild sensation.
All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out. Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
Right, because Doc Mitchell's from Vault 21. But also, this right here shows a bit of a retcon that they did from Fallout 3, because in Fallout 3, the Pip-Boys are like genetically locked to your body. So, like, they cannot physically be removed. The only way to remove a Pip-Boy is by cutting the arm off, which, if you remember from Operation Anchorage, is something that they did with one of the Gary clones. They cut his arm off that had the Pip-Boy on it, but they weren't able to access Operation Anchorage because it wasn't attached to a live person. And because they didn't have the know-how to reprogram a Pip-Boy, they couldn't put it on one of their lads. So they needed us to do it. But in Fallout 3, the Pip-Boys are genetically coded. Stanley in Fallout in Vault 101 mentions, because of the genetic coding, removing them from the elderly people who have passed away can get pretty messy. Meaning he has to cut their arm off and remove all of the material from the inside of the glove. Which means the inside of every Pip-Boy glove that's been worn by the younger generations in Fallout 3, according to that lore, they pretty much had to, you know, manually rip all that meat and skin out of those gloves. You know, like, if you've ever heard of degloving, when it comes to, like, a corpse, where they invert the skin using certain chemicals, and they can actually pull the skin off of forearm without it breaking, and you could almost wear it like a glove. That's why it's called degloving. That's what I've always imagined them doing with these fucking Pip-Boys to clean them out. But by New Vegas, they've already changed that lore to no, you can take them off. You could give them to someone else because we're inheriting Doc Mitchell's. Oh, it's a horrific design. It's a horrific and very bad design, but it made sense for how Vault-Tec was with their fucked up ways. The Pip-Boy glove continues in this, but then if we look at the Fallout TV show, Lucy does not wear the glove. She just has the gauntlet. Same with her dad. He just wears, the wrist-mounted unit. He doesn't have the glove, which is why my headcanon is that the VATS, Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System, isn't actually in the Pip-Boy itself, but it's in the Pip-Boy glove. And that you need the Pip-Boy glove with a Pip-Boy in order to use VATS, but you need the two together. And that's why we don't see VATS in the TV show, because no one's using the Pip-Boy glove. That's his headcanon, though. Pip-Boy glove's just the military side of a Pip-Boy. You throw that glove on, and it's combat ready. The glove, Pip-Boy, you're ready to kill. Just a Pip-Boy? Not so much. Mind you, Lucy is pretty cracked in her stats, She knows what the fuck she's doing. Lucy ain't no pushover, except for when she's a pushover. They have not shown VATS in the TV show. My hope is that they introduce a character who is very melee focused, who has a Pip-Boy and can use VATS, and he uses VATS, and I would just love for the TV show to have a moment where he uses the weird VATS melee glitch where you can VATS someone from 5 feet away and teleport behind them and just kill them with a melee hit. That'd be the funniest fucking thing ever if Lucy, and Maximus, they're with some third character who's got a Pip-Boy, can use VATS, and he pulls out a sword or a hammer. He's like, I'm gonna kill that guy behind that wall, and they're like, you have a hammer? And he's like, yeah. And he uses VATS, and he just teleports behind the guy and just crushes his head. And they're like, what the fuck was that? He's like, that's VATS. Because look, the VATS targeting system with guns, you can come up with some bullshittery for why that works. You can. You could maybe say the gauntlet, the glove, and the wrist-mounted unit, they take control of your arm and physically move it for better aim. But when you use VATS and physically teleport to a different location to cave someone's skull in, that's the funniest thing ever to me, and I think that would be a ridiculous thing, but also really awesome if they put that in the show, where someone uses a VATS melee teleport kill. I'd love that. I'd love that so much. I mean, the show's done some really cool things, though. Fuck, they gave us Big Iron in the opening episode. The only thing that would have made the Big Iron moment a little bit better if it was Coop just kicking ass with nothing but a Big Iron. Instead he pulls out, a grenade launcher. Which still, it's cool. It's cool. But, you get a gunslinging song, I would have been way more down for just straight gunslinging. It also felt like the T-Rex in episode 1 was just a cheap fan service moment. I mean, the Fallout show is kind of a non-stop cheap fan service moments. It's why I'm really excited for Mortal Kombat 2, because apparently that's literally all Mortal Kombat 2 is. It's non-stop fight scenes in locations from the video games with quippy comments that feel like the video game, but the story's barely even there. I'm like, okay, that's exactly what I wanted from Mortal Kombat. I did not want some deep, lore heavy thing. No, just give me awesome fights, cool locations, and enough story to string it together. There's movies I go to for story, there's movies I go for spectacle, and Mortal Kombat, fighting games, it's spectacle. Which I say, ironically, though, when I watched the Guilty Gear anime, I watched that more for lore and Naked Bridget than I ever did for the fights. Because when it comes to Guilty Gear, if I'm fighting in Guilty Gear, I'll just play the fucking game. What do I do now?
You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon.
The saloon?
I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
Ooh, and here's the big question. Hardcore mode. Fallout New Vegas allows you to play in a new hardcore mode. And by new, we mean 2010. That greatly increases the challenge of the game. In this mode, Stimpaks heal over time and cannot mend broken limbs. Radaway removes radiation over time. Ammunition has weight, and dehydration is a constant concern. This mode is only recommended for advanced players. You may turn hardcore off or on at any time in the gameplay menu, but if you activate hardcore mode now and maintain it through to the end of the main storyline, you will receive a special reward. Would you like to activate hardcore mode? Fuck yes. It went that away. Old World Blues. You've gotten a fragmented signal on your Pip-Boy, a coded transmission of some sort with a sad, jazzy undercurrent that makes your head hurt. As far as you can tell, it appears to be an invitation to the midnight science fiction feature at the Mojave Drive-In. Please arrive early to catch the trailers. The reunion. Your Pip-Boy has received a signal. Coordinates that lead to the canyon wreckage west of Prim. Following the coordinates are the words Career 6. It's signed Ulysses. I did pick hardcore mode. We are doing this hardcore. Happy Trails Expedition. Your Pip-Boy has picked up a radio broadcast from the Happy Trails Caravan Company. They're looking for one more member for an expedition to Zion Valley. Well, alright. Gunrunner's Arsenal. The ongoing conflict in the Mojave Wasteland has kicked weapon manufacturers into high gear. All major and minor weapons dealers in the region are rolling in new weapons, ammunition types, and modifications. Head to your nearest participating vendor to peruse the merchandise. Alright. That's Victor just rolling through the town. That's my one issue with Doc. Why does he refer to Victor as the metal fellow? Like, come on, dude, you're a doctor who grew up in a vault. I think you know what the fuck a robot is. But maybe he considers Victor a fella. Just a full dude. Not just a robot. Maybe that's why he called him a fella. Look at my... Oh, yeah. Okay, my stats are pretty fucking nice. Look at that. My melee's at 45? Brother. Yeah, I don't need... I don't need to explain these things to you. Vault 13 Canteen. I know you sip from it when you're low on dehydration, but I don't know if you need to have like actual water with you or to fill it up. So that'll be a bit of a question. We got some 10mm rounds, some 20 gauge rounds, some 40mm rounds, and some 20 and some 9mm rounds. We have bleak venom, a doctor's bag, 9 stim packs, 3 super stim packs, and 4 weapon repair kits. And then we got the armored Vault 13 jumpsuit, the lightweight leather armor, the lightweight metal armor, and the tribal raiding armor, as well as the Vault 21 jumpsuit. We've got 9mm pistol, binoculars, the broad machete, the mercenary's grenade rifle, the straight razor, the sturdy caravan shotgun, throwing spear, a weather 10mm pistol. Okay. Oh, don't worry, Sandwich. I'll still be here. And if I'm not still here, I'll be here tomorrow. We're just at the start of Fallout New Vegas. You know, it's gonna be a very, very long journey. Alright, so a weathered 10mm pistol. Oh! Sierra Madre grand opening. Your Pip-Boy has picked up a radio broadcast inviting you to the grand opening of the Sierra Madre Casino. Okay, so they're saying that this is a weathered 10mm pistol, but I'm just gonna be frank, that is a much fresher looking 10mm pistol than the 10mm in New Vegas. Of course, the 9mm looks way better, because if I'm not mistaken, it's based off the M19 11A1 from Metal Gear Solid. No, but seriously, this is the 9mm from Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Like even the hammer is the same one from Metal Gear 3. So, you know, no hate. I love Metal Gear 3. I'm just saying that's where it's from. Wait, what does the up button do? Oh, does it switch? Oh, right, because there's multiple ammo types in this. So up is for ammo. Okay, so that'll be my 9mm. We'll put the machete on the bottom. Yeah. And you know, we're gonna go with the 10. We're gonna open up with the 10, just because, you know, we're coming off Fallout 3. You know, we're starting this. So let's look at the fits. Okay. Be honest, the Vault 21 suit don't look great. Vault 13, it's a little bit better. It is. What's this lightweight leather? Okay, okay. You know, it's the leather fit like Mad Max, but lacking all of what makes it look cool. Let's look at lightweight metal. Ooh, yeah, it's a similar deal. It looks okay. But again, it's missing the spikes and, yeah, all the stuff that makes me like those things more. What about this tribal armor? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go with this. You know, it's got the Raider Arc helmet for the gauntlet. It's mostly the Blastmaster fit, if I'm not mistaken. I'm kind of hoping that we can get the Blastmaster helmet in this playthrough, but a thing worth noting is that there are no living raiders in Fallout New Vegas. All of the raiders in this game are dead. and when I say all the raiders in this game, I mean there's one singular raider in Fallout New Vegas. Because all the other raider types in this game are they're named after their gangs, whether they're fiends or great khans, you know, any of that kind of stuff. They're not labeled as raiders. There's only one single raider in New Vegas. They're already dead, and yeah, it really just comes down to luck when you enter the load zone on what raider outfit that they will be wearing. And I'm very much hoping that they have the Blastmaster fit, because the you know, the fireman helmet is definitely the coolest of the raider helmets. Psycho Tick isn't bad either, but you know, Blastmaster's the best. I still don't know. Are you supposed to call it Psycho Tick, or is it supposed to be pronounced as Psychotic? All right. I knew this first stream was going to be a lot of preamble anyways, you know, because I'm essentially committing this game to like probably the next 2 months of my life, because, you know, because like I said, I haven't played Fallout New Vegas in about 15 years, so I don't want to be restarting for you know, extraneous reasons, because despite what Chris Avallone has said about them not making a remaster of Fallout New Vegas, I still believe it's possible. Also, this game takes place 3 years after Fallout 3. It is entirely possible that Courier 6 could be the Lone Wanderer. I don't know why that isn't like a more commonly poised theory within the community. I wish it would have been just a straight option. Like, if they had put backgrounds as like an option in this game, the way that they did in Starfield, it would have been great if Fallout 3's, you know, would have been like a valid, viable background of like, yes, you grew up in the capital, in Vault 101 in the Capital Wasteland. Your father left the vault and you went chasing after him. After years of adventure, you found yourself in the Mojave. You know, something simple like that. Just to simply like, yeah, all that stuff applies, but you know, you took a debilitating shot to the skull, and you know, that pre-existing lore no longer is relevant. But yeah, the instant vibe switch of New Vegas you instantly feel it. You know, Fallout 3, you walk out and everything's green-esque. The heads-up display is green. New Vegas, you walk out and everything is orange-brown. Even the heads-up display. There's a YouTuber, Ahoy, Retro Ahoy, who does a lot of really good documentaries about gaming and other closely related things. And he did a video recently in the past couple of months about the era in which video games were brown. And he did a study to find out, you know, which years had the most brown in games. And it's not the years you would expect. And a lot of the games that you would think were brown dominant actually weren't. But then some of the typical guilty parties were there. You know, like, yes, New Vegas does have a lot of brown, but there is also a lot of other colors Like a game that had a shocking amount of brown that people weren't expecting, but it's like, yes, that game is more brown than not is Vice City, like Grand Theft Auto Vice City. You know, people always think of the neon strips, but you know, there's an Any Austin video as well that like show that no, a lot of Vice City is desolation, emptiness, brown, you know, sandy beaches and black skies. It's not till you go to the downtown, you know, strip, the main strip, and really just the main strip that you get that like neon, you know, retro vibe. So, is what it is. I was really excited that we're finally playing New Vegas after almost 2.5 months of Fallout 3. I mean, I definitely could have had Fallout 3 done sooner, but you know, I played other games in the meantime. I played Resident Evil 5 and 6. You know, I played some Crusader Kings, some Age of Empires, just some random stuff in between, because you got to do it, especially with a game like Fallout 3, where you know, after so long, you know, the gameplay gets really monotonous, because it's no secret. I was focusing very heavily on using VATS, because any other form of like aimed combat in that game was just like, it was a 50-50. You know, shots were hitting it, you know, as often as they were missing, right? That's why I used a lot of melee and unarmed. This game does fix that, but I do plan on still using melee and unarmed, because I like those things. But yeah, I might be playing other games soon-ish. Because, yeah, I've got a few buddies who are on gaming tonight, and there's a couple games that we've had as possibilities. One of them is Far Far West. Not sure if I'm gonna buy that one, simply due to the fact that I don't know if I want to spend a shitload of money on games that are dependent on other people being around to play, when the lads have been real inconsistent lately. But the other game, Gamble with Friends, fraction of the price, and seems like it's more of a laugh-centric game than Far Far West. Also, you know, between New Vegas, Far Far West, and a possible Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough, how much cowboying can Rod Tugman handle? I don't know. We'll see. You know, if one of the lads buys me Gamble with Your Friends, then maybe I'll buy Far Far West. You know, I think that's a fair deal. You guys want me to get it on your friend slop? You pay for the cheap friend slop, and I'll pay for the expensive friend slop. I think that's fair. But it's interesting, the start date of this, because I thought that Fallout 3 started in October, but no, it is New Vegas that has its start in October. I believe New Vegas came out on like October 10th of 2010. I think it was like a 10-10-10 type deal. So you would have thought that maybe they would have had the game have its start date be October 10th. But doesn't seem to be the case. I'm actually gonna Google it real quick. Oh no. No. I am completely incorrect. Fallout New Vegas released October 19th, 2010. And Fallout New Vegas' story begins October 19th, 2281. So that is perfectly thematic, and I am a huge fan of that choice. I love that. I love that. You know what's crazy? We're an hour and 23 minutes and 45 seconds into the stream, and we've barely left the first building. We've barely done fucking jack shit of anything. And Sandwich hung out for all of that. I'm appreciative of that fact. Ah. Whenever Sandwich catches the next Fallout New Vegas stream, might be disappointed in how little progress I made, might be happy in how little progress is made. We'll see. We'll see. You know, like I said, I'm probably gonna be playing some other games for the rest of the night with the lads. Some gambling, maybe some horse racing. Maybe I'll end up playing some Guilty Gear. It's entirely possible. Remember when we used to make fun of Joe Rogan for saying it's entirely possible too frequently? Now we're making fun of Joe Rogan for being a political corporate shill. What a time. What a time. Alright, so here's the plan. It's 11:11 a.m. in-game. I am going to rip the pen quite ferociously. And then we're gonna do some New Vegasing. We're gonna get started, so that way when we do our second stream, we can just take off and just rip right into it. Alright, I am returned. I am back. So, let's pull up the Pip-Boy real quick. Let's make our calls. So, we got our binoculars, we got our machete, and our weathered 10mm pistol, and of course we got our ability to swap bullets. On apparel, these are things to keep, but that is a noticeable thing. If you look at the images of Vault Boy from New Vegas, you'll notice he's a little scrawnier, but then we come back to the Raider and we get the Fallout 3 style Vault Boy, because if you look, their faces, the art on them is different. Like these two, Vault 21, they just altered Fallout 3 art. This is Fallout 3 art, but this is New Vegas art. And Vault Boy looks very different, obviously. And this is he's shorter, but he's stockier. He's taller, he's scrawnier, and I like the short, stocky Vault Boy. And we're not gonna hotkey any of these at the moment. And yeah, we're using 10mm rounds. Hey. Hey, you.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
Thanks for digging me out of the grave.
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
How'd you happen to find me?
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
Do you know who those men were who attacked me?
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
Yeah, how'd you end up in Goodsprings?
I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
Oh, so you can't remember what happened 10, 15 years ago, but in Season 2, you managed to remember Coop pretty clearly.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy. Happy trails!
Alright, so, well, here we are in Goodsprings. Who's this over here?
Howdy.
Howdy. See, I know the canonical name of these are mute fruit, but I've always called them mutt fruits. Aw, empty sarsaparilla? Come on, man. I just wanted some sarsaparilla. I love me some sarsaparillas. Okay, so I don't have any general stats yet because we're still in the tutorial state. But no, I remember when I was in high school, here in Canada, you know, parents are typically a little more chill about, you know, buying their kids some brews. And yeah, after New Vegas came out, my mom, she picked me up some sarsaparillas. Speak not of my karma. All right, there's not just Brahmin in this. There's also these guys, the young bighorns. I mean, well, they're bighorners. That one happens to be a young one. Oxing times, unarmed plus 10. What? You're telling me I'm about to have 50 unarmed at level 1? Oh no, wait a minute. I forgot. Magazines in this are temporary, aren't they? I got excited, right? Wait, or is that just a permanent thing? I don't want to use this if it's not a thing, right? Is it a permanent thing? Yeah, it's a temporary thing, man. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so these magazines are all temporary buffs in this. Because I think in this one they kind of spawn randomly. Yo, a BB gun? Definitely want to cop those bobby pins. Tales of Chivalry. Okay. So there's the Good Springs General Store, and then the Prospector Saloon, open 24 hours. And yeah, I guess we're going in here.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Yeah, Doc Mitchell said you could teach me to survive in the desert.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
Oh, I don't have the science skill.
If you're looking for supplies, Chad over at the general store can help you out.
Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
Alright. So. Here's a little thing that I learned via YouTube Shorts. You drop the ammo and then speak to her.
Everything all right?
I ran out of ammo.
Yep, I'd say you're getting a little trigger happy there. Try to slow down a bit. Concentrate on hitting your target. Here, go easy on it now. Ammo can be hard to come by out here.
And then we just doubled our ammo.
That's the right idea. It's on the sight. Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your aim. Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles.
I did, though.
Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
Okay, I'm in.
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways. Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way. Okay, you're on. Go give him hell.
Oh, right, I don't have Grim Reaper. Oh, don't need it.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few caps to me. Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us. Come with me. didn't come here like you done, I'd be a goner for sure. I came up here to draw water, but here, you should have what I got. You look thirsty.
Ooh, you've established a reputation with a group of people in the Wasteland. Whether that reputation is good or bad, you're finally somebody, and people associated with that group will start to react to what you've done. There are many different factions in the Wasteland, and you can develop a distinct reputation with each one. As you perform actions that benefit a group, you will gain fame. If you perform actions that harm a group, you will gain infamy. Your reputation with any given group is a measure of the combined total of fame and infamy that you have earned. The benefits and drawbacks of any given reputation depend on the group itself. You may receive discounts with merchants, provoke attacks from hired thugs, or simply be treated differently. Accepted. Folks have come to accept you for your helpful nature.
Now that was some good work. Even got a little exciting there at the end. Here's a little spending money for the trouble. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
Couldn't hurt.
All right then. We'll need a couple ingredients to get started. Gonna want some xander root and a brock flower. Let me think now. I know I've seen brock flowers growing up at the graveyard, and I seem to remember there being xander root over by the schoolhouse. Bring those on back to me, and we'll get cooking.
Whoa. Oh my god, those are the dog's eyes. Aren't in its head. Okay. Where the fuck is she going? Oh. This is Wild Wasteland. I know this is Wild Wasteland simply because this one is a reference to the Indiana Jones movie. The fourth one. Where he crawls into a fridge and survives a nuclear explosion, which obviously is not realistic.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy, partner. Happy trails.
I'll admit, I don't remember the mantises that well. But they'll remember me. Interesting that the light for the Pip-Boy is still green in this. Oh, okay. Sexy sleepwear? Wow. Really?
Hey there. If you're looking for supplies, Chet over at the general store can help you out.
Apparently no one lives here? A 357 Magnum, okay.
Hey!
Holy fuck, dude! Didn't know this was Easy Pete's place. Wait, you know what? There's 2 beds in here. Yo, Easy Pete, you just got a roommate. See you in the morning, pal. I'm living with Easy Pete for the rest of this game. Pete's still sleeping. I thought Pete be up before me. He's still sleeping. Alright, whatever. I'm up. I'm used to old folks waking up before me, but you know. Lad's life? If there was a bed in there, I'd fucking stay there, but nope. Don't need any of that stuff right now.
Howdy.
Oh, hey, this is your place? Let's see. Is the Spec Ops? Okay, so magazines are temporary boosts, but books are still permanent. She don't need those things. I do. Yo, Vic, you mind if I take a peek at your place?
Howdy, partner.
I'm looking at your place. Zero rad water? Okay.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, I didn't steal any of your stuff. Poseidon Energy. Poseidon Energy is the Enclave. If you're not in the know, they're the Enclave. What's that, sarsaparilla? I need a key? Alright. I don't have a key. I lack key. Who's this motherfucker? Oh, it's just the one, Sattler. What's up, Jim?
Howdy.
So let's see. As far as the melee weapon go, the machete does what, 15? What's this? We're gonna use 20. 11 to 20. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna use the tire irons. You use a piece of crap. Well, what? Oh. A little scorpion. Get out of here. I mean, all nervous, like what? Some sort of like big thing. It's a little bark scorpion. Not even a rad scorpion. Not even an albino rad scorpion. Oh, I don't like you fuckers. Okay. Oh. A snow globe for Goodsprings. You found a limited edition Mojave landmark snow globe. These rare pre-war artifacts are widely considered to be useless baubles, but rumor has it some collectors will pay dearly for them. Okay. I need a shovel. Is this where they tried burying me? Oh yeah, you can see the strip from here. Keep out. Time to go meet Sonny. Hope you don't mind me moving in with Easy Pete. Turns out he is incredibly easy. The sluttiest slut Goodsprings has ever known. Goodsprings. A real town whose tourism has boomed purely because of this game. Crazy to think that. Like, more small towns would really benefit from something like this. Like, you know, being featured as, like, landmarks in a popular video game. What's over here? Yeah, this is some rad-free water? What's going on? You told me the Capital Wasteland's struggling for clean water and they just have it out here? Hey, Cheyenne. Wait, I want to peep this little trailer over here. Hope this ain't your place, Sonny, because if it is, I'm robbing it.
Let me see what you got. Yeah, these'll do just fine. Just fine. All right, now. We're gonna be making something folks on the trail call healing powder. Go on over to that campfire now. Give it a try. Hey, that's not bad, see? All it takes to make a recipe is the right ingredients and the right know-how. Sometimes it won't be a campfire you need. Might need to do some work on your guns and ammo, maybe. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the right place to set up shop. Workbench or reloading bench, whatever. Well, I hope that's enough to get you started. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
I didn't see a Trudy at the saloon, but you know what? I'll head on back. Show her off my well-developed shoulder muscles and pecs. Yeah. And then soon I might be gambling with my friends. Or going far, far west. Either or, possibly both, are possible. That's fine. I think we got a real good good start to this going. You know, we got the setup, the basic tutorial kind of banged out of the way. You know, they show me how to shoot, and that you can use campfires, and you know, there's a different crafting system than Fallout 3's, one that you engage with more often and more frequently. Though you don't get to make unique weapons in this like you did in Fallout 3. Unfortunate. Prospector Saloon, open 24 hours.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not gonna buy something, get out.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Speak to me, brother.
What do you want?
What's been going on in the rest of the wasteland?
Same old shit that's been going on for years. The NCR and Legion are still fighting over Hoover Dam for some reason. I've run with some tough gangs, but I gotta admit, they all got nothing on the Legion. I hear they stick you up on poles and it takes a while to die. I ain't saying I'm afraid of them or nothing, but I'll be staying out of their way.
Fair. Tell me about the NCR.
New California Republic. Nothing new about it. Just a bunch of people with money and power pushing everyone else around. They've got troops all over the Mojave, but it's a big desert, so it's pretty easy to avoid them if you want.
Do you know anything about Hoover Dam?
Never been there since the NCR's got troops all over it. Must be pretty important.
What was it you said about Ringo? Rango? Chingo?
He's some traitor who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll for being in our territory. He's hiding somewhere in town. Would serve these idiots right if me and my guys shot the place up after we got payback on Ringo.
This area's your territory?
It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of the NCR prison east of here and took over. Now we're calling the shots.
What were you in prison for?
None of your damn business. You ought to know better than to ask a man that kind of question.
I was just curious.
Like I said, mind your own damn business. Yeah.
Well, now hold on. Hold on.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not gonna buy something, get out.
Now, I might have low charisma. I think I got a magazine. Do the magazines in this game stack? Oh, no, they do not. Okay, so that's fine. We're gonna use one of these. And,
What the hell is your problem? What do you want? Same old shit that's been going on for years. The NCR and Legion are still fighting over Hoover Dam for some reason. Never been there since the NCR's got troops all over it. Must be pretty important. I've run with some tough gangs, but I gotta admit, they all got nothing on the Legion. I hear they stick you up on poles and it takes a while to die. I ain't saying I'm afraid of them or nothing.
I mean, that's a pretty big
but I'll
deal.
be staying out of their way.
When a raider, gang runner won't fuck with the Legion, you know they're hardcore. Also, Joe Cobb is one of those names that does not leave my mind. It's like Schmitty Bacall from Django Unchained. I can't forget that. Also, I'm so hyped that Django Unchained, like Django vs. Zorro, is getting turned into a movie, because I've had that comic for so long, and the fact that it's becoming a movie, it's the sequel to Django I always hoped for. Though I also consider The Hateful Eight a sequel to Django.
New California Republic. Nothing new about it. Just a bunch of people with money and power pushing everyone else around. They've got troops all over the Mojave, but it's a big desert, so it's pretty easy to avoid them if you want. He's some traitor who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll for being in our territory. He's hiding somewhere in town. Would serve these idiots right if me and my guys shot the place up after we got payback on Ringo. It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of the NCR prison east of here and took over. Now we're calling the shots. None of your damn business. You ought to know better than to ask a man that kind of question.
Oh, come on, buddy. I just need to know if I should watch my step around you.
Robbed some people, burned some things, killed a few guys.
See, now that wasn't so hard, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon.
I overheard your argument. What was that all about?
Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock. so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him.
It's odd that Cobb wasn't able to find Ringo. Town's not that big.
Cobb hasn't exactly been looking for Ringo too hard. I think he's afraid that Ringo will ambush him, which is probably true.
Let me guess, he's up in the gas station.
He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill.
I knew it. Oh, why not just kill Cobb and be done with it all?
You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants.
Alright, so what are you gonna do?
Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him.
Powder gangers?
Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. Was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now.
Never mind that. I want to talk about something else.
All right.
Does Good Spring get many visitors?
Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to stay in business. Most travelers heading south on the I-15 just push on towards Primm, unless they're in desperate need of supplies.
Anything interesting going on in the rest of the wasteland?
There's always something interesting going on, but the biggest news has to be the coming dust-up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam.
Why do you think the NCR and the Legion both want the dam?
I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam because it's one of the few places around that can make electricity.
Fair.
The Legion are a bunch of savages, though. No idea why they'd want the dam. Probably plan on destroying it or something.
Tell me about the NCR.
The New California Republic's got the most power in Nevada. Money, troops, you name it. They do what they can to keep things safe in the region. But if you ask me, they're trying to do too much. They're spread too thin.
What about the Legion?
Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. They dress up like Roman soldiers, so there's no mistaking it when you see them. The rumor is that the Legion is far larger than the NCR lets on, and that it's been due to luck that the Legion hasn't overrun the territory.
What do you know about the robot what rescued me?
I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me.
What does he actually do around here?
Other than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before.
You don't like him?
It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy.
Me too. How long's he been in Good Spring?
It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was.
Well, never mind that.
Fine by me.
Who's that man you were arguing with?
He's a convict, just without the chains. Said his name was Cobb. Powder gangers is what they call themselves. Plenty more like him out there.
So what happens if I help Ringo?
If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around Good Springs. I'd even set you up with a discount. Of course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gangers mad, and they've got a lot of friends out there.
Alright, so if I help Ringo in Good Springs, we'll like me more, but what if I help the powder gangers?
Don't know why you'd want to do a thing like that. Yep, you'd get on their good side, but people around here wouldn't appreciate it one bit.
I just wanted some context. Regardless, I'm trying to track down the men what attacked me. You know anything about them?
Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since.
Great cons, you said. So did my attackers say where they were going?
They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back.
Why is that?
That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know.
I mean, most critters would get mad if you shoot at them. You still haven't said where these guys were going, though.
I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fella wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
Alright, well, I ain't much for brains, but you want me to look at your broken radio?
Sure, the outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world. And that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman.
Anyways.
Got a special discount for you, after what you done for us.
Alright. A shocking lack of, stim packs.
Be careful out there.
Now, I don't think I've got the repair skill for this. An examination of the radio's internal components revealed that several parts of the connections were popped loose when the radio hit the floor. It should be a fairly simple repair job to get it working again. What is my repair? Oh, I'm right on the money. Repair the radio. I mean, there was already a radio in here somewhere. All that did was double the volume.
Feeling thirsty? I can take care of that.
Well, I fixed your radio.
Yeah, I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with it. Here's some caps for the work.
That's all? I think you could afford to pay me a little more.
I could get another working radio with the caps I already gave you. Now, how about spending some of those caps right now? Be careful out there.
Fuck no. I ask for more and you say no and then you ask me to spend? No. Fuck no. Fuck. Nah. That's a ridiculous concept. Oh, hey, Cheyenne. I guess we'll go to the general store before we wrap it up. Well, howdy, Chet.
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you ask me. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for.
Well, tell me about the weapon mods and special ammo.
Weapon mods are things like silencers, scopes, bigger magazines. Special ammo includes things like armor-piercing bullets, which don't hurt the target as much, but let you punch through armor easier. There's also hollow point bullets, which have the opposite effect. You can kill unarmored targets easier, but they don't do shit against armor.
That's what makes surplus ammo inferior.
It's all about quantity over quality. Trouble is, you'll be cleaning and fixing your gun a lot more than usual when you use those kind of bullets.
Yeah, makes sense. What do you know about the situation with the powder gangers?
If Ringo doesn't head out on his own, I think we should hand him over. The town shouldn't get itself mixed into the problem. Don't mistake that for coward talk, though. We're a town of survivors. We'll fight tooth and nail if pushed, but we don't go looking for trouble.
Do you know anything about the people what attacked me?
The leader was a New Vegas type. Typical city boy. He had a bunch of Great Khans with him, probably hired guns. The Great Khans normally stay in their own territory way up northwest, on account of them being enemies with the NCR.
Have you ever been to New Vegas?
Twice. Both times I drank a lot of liquor and lost most of my caps at the card tables. In that order, now that I think about it. If you ever get to New Vegas, be sure to visit Gomorrah. It's the best casino in the city. You won't regret it. Word of advice, behave. Between the NCR military police and Mr. House's robots, you don't want to be causing trouble on the Strip.
Well, I'd like to know more about this Mr. House.
I'm afraid I don't know much myself. Mr. House has got his own casino, Lucky 38, but nobody goes in or out except his robots. The other casinos follow Mr. House's rules, so I guess that makes him the leader of New Vegas. As far as I know, nobody's ever laid eyes on the guy. I think that robot who pulled you out of the dirt belongs to Mr. House. If Mr. House is looking after you, it's gotta be a good thing, right?
Maybe. Anything you can tell me about the Great Khans?
They're tough sons of bitches. Mean, but not crazy. They'll leave you alone unless you got something they want. The Great Khans deal in illegal chems. There's a good chance that most chems you come across were made by Great Khans.
Show me what you have for sale.
Can do.
I don't have much for caps, but... Plasma pistols? Shovel? I want the boxing tape. I want the shovel. I will sell you a BB gun. And a Wasteland Wanderer outfit. And I'll give you a beer, some broke fly meat, I'll give you the boxing times. And, and a bark scorpion poison gland in a cup. Oh my God, it's Johnny Guitar. We'll sell all this nonsense. And now I'm getting paid. Bing, bang, boom.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Take it easy now.
You too, partner. Wait, I want to listen to that song. Johnny Guitar. What a banger. All right. I'm going to take a break. I may possibly be back with more Fallout New Vegas. It's entirely possible. But I might not be. But in the meantime, we're gonna take a break, possibly gamble, possibly be cowboys, and possibly return with more Fallout. There's only one way to find out, and that's to stick around till next time.